I really should try and be positive here, but I'm absolutely gutted. I absolutely hate playing Liverpool. Like, honestly, the amount of jammy last-minute goals they get against us, and this one was the worst because, honestly, we could have had this wrapped up. It could have been 4 or 5. By the end of the game, the two sitters that Wissa missed, the ball across the goal by Murphy, which no one attacked. And I know Liverpool fans might feel like they should have had a goal, fair enough, but like, I didn't think they were out special today at all. And when we counted on them, we seem to be more threatening. And after coming into this game with such a frame of mind of just acceptance, like we're probably going to lose, but I just wanted to show some fight. I am now coming out the game thinking we should have won that. They're shit. They were shit today. Liverpool fans, rightly, for the money they've spent, for the history that they've had in the last 5 years, must be looking at that team thinking, what fucking season are we in for? Because they went head to head with some fucking kids. We had a centre midfield pairing of a combined age of 38 years old today. Sean Stern and Lewis Smiley, 18 and 20 years old, were made mugs of them for a lot of that game. All right, they had the ball. So what? What did they do with it? I'm looking at Sobazai. He's giving it all this when he scores the penalty at the end. I'm like, giving it all that? Your career, mate, is giving it all that, because where the fuck is it going this season, pal? You win in the Premier League, you win the Champions League. Fuck all. That's what you're winning with that team. I haven't seen nought special. Florian Wirtz, an absolute fraud. Alexander Isak, finished. Fuck all you lot. That's what my head's gone here. I'm so fucking pissed off. Like all of this at the end, that really did it for me. Like fucking giving it that life and death with some fucking kids. You should be looking at Sean Stern and Lewis Smiley and wondering how the fuck did I not manage to break this lot down earlier? And all you got out of it was a single fucking point. And you're the big time, like, are you? Pathetic. I'm sick to death of these lot getting these jammy Darwin fucking Núñez. Last fucking thing he did in football was score against us. The fucking useless prick. Every fucking time that we have to play against them, last minute. It was 95 minutes we were supposed to play. The penalty's given in the 96th minute. Fucking hell, man. Johan Wissa had some game, but I'm still so frustrated. It's the same thing that happened to him in the World Cup against England. Absolute 6-yarder it was. It's easier to score these kind of goals that he's missing. I don't know how he's missing them. And I love what I'm seeing today. But mate, bury them, man. And I feel guilty for having a go at the lad, because honestly, he moved heaven and earth for it. He was absolutely unbelievable. But if you put one of those two absolute sitters in, we're laughing right now. The game's over, and I'm frustrated at Lewis Hall. But when you're under pressure, I get that, and he's a young lad himself. An experienced striker scores those chances. But look, I do have to find the positives, because it is only right. The lads deserve some flowers for today. They really fucking do, because coming into this game, we're the outside pick for relegation. Many people have said we could be relegated. We've lost our best players, yada, yada, yada. New manager, no one knows who the fuck he is. I've done a lot of research on this manager, and I'm really impressed with everything I've heard. And it's a new league for him, so you don't know for sure. But there's one thing that is for sure this season, and you can see that in the first game. And it is only one game, but it's a game that we normally get embarrassed in. We got beat 4-1 in the last game at Anfield. For everyone who said Eddie Howe should have stayed, when was the last time we played like that under Eddie Howe? I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. Where there was organisation, structure, a plan when we got the ball, a level of bodies on the line when we don't have the ball. We haven't played like that at Newcastle for a long, long time. And if that doesn't show you that change was needed, I don't know what will. And will it last? Who knows? But that one performance spoke volumes to me. How many times last season did we say there was no plan on the ball? There was no clue at what to do whatsoever. When we got the ball, we carved Liverpool open multiple times. When we played Liverpool at Anfield last season, we had about 20 minutes in when the lads pressed. As soon as that 20 minutes went out of them, they had nothing. This is already, even without Tonali, Gordon, Bruno, this is a massive improvement in this performance, and this is with fucking kids in the middle of the park, for Christ's sake. What will happen if we actually back the manager and give him and actually start replacing some of these players? I thought he was brave in his team sheet today, picking the younger lads. Very brave. I said about Eddie Howe, and I'm not going to go on about Eddie Howe all season, but Dan Burn was on crutches. He'd have rather had Dan Burn on crutches in the centre of midfield than play Sean Sturt today. Do you know what I mean? That is brave. And that's the opposite of what Eddie Howe would have done. And I thought the lads, for the age of them, I thought they were amazing. Lewis Smiley, unbelievable. I've been banging on about him for a long time on this channel. This is his season. Providing he stays fit, people are going to see him in the England squad. No two ways about it. I thought the work rate all over the park was great. I thought the back four, yes, there was some sloppy moments. That's going to happen when you're playing a team like Liverpool. It was Dedich's debut. He'd been there 24 hours before he laced his boots up, but he played well. Lewis Hall, for all he gave the penalty away, was fantastic because Rio, for Liverpool, is a threat, and he kept them in his pocket. And I thought the centre-backs did well. It was fantastic. The keeper, all right, he was beaten at range. We backed off. We gave him too much space, but I thought the keeper was really good. And there's been a bit of worry in the fan base about him. I thought he really showed. All right, you are number one. Fair play to you. And Alanga, for all we've given him stick, when he broke early on there and he was through on goal, you're thinking, have you got the composure? Can you punish them with your pace here? Just like you used to do for Nottingham Forest. And he did. It was a fucking beautiful finish. And I thought, yes, this is the plan and it's working immediately on this slot because their fullbacks are shit, which has confused me as to why we never brought Torre on, because Torre has lethal pace and Harvey Barnes, for all I think he had, he was very responsible in the way he tried to do his defensive covering and all of that. I think we could have punished him even more if we put Torre on. I don't know why he didn't get any game time. It was a shame to see Osula go off. I think his pace, again, could have punished him worse. And that was a real blow to the game plan. But when Willock came on and we pushed Wissa higher, I thought Willock obviously scored as soon as he came on. He was fucking great. Where's that been? We're about to lose him on a transfer by the looks of it. And I'm like, fucking hell, are we making the right decision here? Because we can't sign a number 10 by the looks of it. Because Ross Wilson, again, signing everyone backwards. We're buying the kids first and then replacing the actual fucking stars that we need in the 6 and the 10 last. So he needs to kick up the fucking arse. But look, if he told us before the game you'll get in a draw here, I would have said, fuck me, that's brilliant, that. Because Liverpool are expected to get Champions League football and we might be in a relegation battle this season and we've got kids fucking playing for it, let's be honest. And the main thing I wanted to see was fight, and we absolutely showed that for the manager. We've shown that the soft touch of last season that Newcastle were rolled over against so many sides. It disgusted us. It made us dislike these lot. We've shown that version of us, hopefully, is in the past, and this is the new version where we're going to battle you for every fucking ball. My fear is if we do get injuries, what happens? Is Jacob Murphy good enough? We know he's not. Is Willock good enough in the long run? We know he's not, even though he scored, credit to him, but he's proven that this isn't the right place for him and he should be making this move. Is Jacob Ramsey good enough? In my opinion, I don't know. I'm not sure. A lot of people rant and rave about him, say he should be given a chance. I think there's a reason why an 18-year-old kid got picked ahead of him today. In a game against Liverpool, you go for the 25-year-old, not the 18-year-old. So I think this says everything about the way that our manager sees the ability of these lads. And this is why we need a number 6 who's the real deal, ready to go now. If that's Nico Gonzalez, great, I hope. But it's the slowness of which we operate in this transfer market, man. We need to quicken the fuck up. How the fuck have we had... It's like 7 weeks now since Bruno told the management that he wanted to leave. 7 weeks. Tonali's been gone ages. So we've known we need Bruno's goals and assists as the 10, basically, which is what we're now using. And Tonali as the holding midfielder as the 6. We need those two players replaced. Miley is a guarantee. Sean Sturr, do we want to play him every game as an 18-year-old? Is that wise? We could do with a 10 and a 6 and really a right winger as well. And we're now in a situation with Dan Burn injured, where if one of our defenders gets injured, it's Fabian Shaw's backup. He's 34? His legs have gone, man. And I will love him. We need to get real here, man. Because looking at that performance, and I'm not going to get carried away, but there's a chance this season that we might be able to do something with one game a week. Can we get Europa or something like that, top 8? Aston Villa's squad's been ransacked and they've got fucking Champions League to worry about as well. So they're really going to be in a difficult season, in my opinion. Maybe they can pull it off because Emery always seems to, but it's not going to be easy. Yes, Spurs and Chelsea are spending a fuckload of money and they've only got one game a week as well. But the likes of Bournemouth, Brentford, who normally capitalise on having one game a week, they've got European football now. Will Man United cope with it? Maybe there's an opportunity for Newcastle to just sneak in and get European football if we can have a strong end of the window. But if we don't, we can fucking forget it, because the manager looks like he knows what he's doing, but he's not a fucking miracle worker. No one is. Even Pep Guardiola, for all how great he was, needed great footballers. Arteta, he didn't just do it on a shoestring, did he? Spent over $1 billion. And I think we've done this transfer window back to front in getting the young kids for the future first and leaving, like, Dedic as Kieran Trippier's replacement. He was agreed to leave in April. That should have been the first. He's the leader, Trippier. That should have been the first one through the fucking door. First team players, Tonali, Bruno replaced quickly. Then think about the future. And while you're at it, get rid of some of the dead wood, which we've not done. So overall right now, I'm not thrilled about this transfer window. I think we've bought some nice players for the future. Sean Sturr, before he even kicked the ball for Newcastle, I was saying to everyone, this guy is the guy. And he showed today in the way he was closing down Florian fucking Wirtz, the 120 or whatever you fucking paid for him, £1 million player. He is of this level, and he was right to say to Ajax, I'm not going to be put on the bench. I'm not going to be one for the future. I'm ready now. A fair play to him, maybe he is, but we can't put that pressure on him. We need a Nico Gonzalez or someone like him. And unfortunately, again, for the second year running, we're scrambling around like fucking idiots at the last week of the transfer window. And that's so unprofessional. It's just frustrating because I've now got some hope after that game. It's given us real hope of like, you know what, we could do something here. But only if Ross Wilson gets his finger out and does what should have been done weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And when I hear we're going after Nkunku as a replacement for a number 10 to replace Bruno Guimarães' goals and assists, it makes me wonder what the fuck's going on. Yes, Nkunku, people have pointed out when I've tweeted this, well, he had a decent season last season. All right. He was okay in Serie A. He was okay. He started a third of the fucking games. He was okay. But here's the issue. In the Premier League, in the big boy league, goals and assists was like one every fucking 5 games nearly. He was a flop, man. He proved he didn't have what it took for the Premier League and his attitude stunk. Why are we making him a top target for a number 10 spot? He's 28. He's on 150 grand a week. What the fuck are you thinking? Because we've got a real chance under this manager, in my opinion, of surprising a few people and being a pain in the arse to play, especially at St. James's. And I see these commercial deals getting done. I think the CEO is actually fucking pulling his weight here. He's actually bringing the money in. But what is me director of football doing? Since we've appointed the new manager 3 fucking weeks ago, we signed 1 fucking player. What are you doing? So Ross Wilson, back this manager, or it's you will be fucking asking the questions of come at the end of this fucking window, because we'll know you fucking failed. But look, I'm not going to get wound up. I'm determined to fucking appreciate this moment. I'm determined to actually... If you'd said to me 6 months ago, you're going to have the new manager and you're going to be taking Liverpool life and death, and I thought, fucking brilliant. So I'm going to try and think of it like that. Every lad on that pitch today gave 1,000%. We've seen... from Hull, from other teams this weekend, you can fucking get amongst these lot if you fucking stick it on them, man. Any team who plays that Liverpool side with that defence should not be fearful and should have a fucking go. Yes, it's going to be hard defending against them, but no one's fucking perfect. Outside of Arsenal, who are really hard to play against because they're so well balanced, every team is gettable in this fucking league, and all these other teams down the bottom should be thinking like this. You work your arse off and you fucking attack the bastards when you get your moments, and you might get something. I thought the lads were great. I really did. And what's sad is there was a point in the game I thought they're not even going to score here. They've gotten out, and we fucking gave it to them, and it's... But if we play like that a lot this season and try and maintain that level, we're going to be a problem. And the identity that Matthias Eisler has managed to get into this team already in a matter of a few weeks, it's really encouraging. What can he do in a few months? Because let's be real, this guy, he won big trophies. Yes, they weren't in the top leagues, but they weren't in easy circumstances all the time. And in the interviews he's given us, he's made me a full-on believer. So he's got my full support, this guy. I'm all in. But we just need to keep showing this and not make it a one-off because we're all excited. You know, first game back. This can't be a one-off, that's all. You know, the Kevin Keegan tribute, the emotion in the stadium, it was. I have to cover that. I mean, I was nearly full-on crying. Like my first game of my life was a Kevin Keegan game, you know, and I vividly remember all of his interviews and all of his, you know, the great memories we'll have of his football and the way he represented the club. And just to see both sets of fans, you know, I had a bit of a pop at Liverpool at the start, but I really respected the way that both sets of fans went in. And the Man City fans in the game before, I thought, shows what type of man he was, in that as a manager he didn't necessarily win everything, and yet he's so adored by so many sets of fans, and don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again for a manager. That was special, that. So yeah, credit to the Liverpool fans, I'll give you that, and the Newcastle fans. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And yeah, I guess that's the Premier League's back, and me mental health is on the line once again. Big love to everyone who watched the video. I'm off to try and calm down. I'll catch you on the next one. Big love. See you later.